Hello, my name is HQDefault. I am the creator of the map Intake Prime, and this is just a little postmortem slash developer commentary of sorts on that little map. So let's get started. Starting area, it's fairly modest, not too flashy. There's a couple little visual details that I like, but I sort of wanted to ease you into it, you know? Didn't want to go too extreme right off the bat. But yeah, so you get out of there and it's like this nice big reveal of the huge ravine landscape, and yeah, this is certainly one of the prettier maps that I've worked on. Especially after I got the God Rays working. Shout out to Glorious Rigby for helping me figure that out, because it was kind of hard to get a hold of. But yeah, not a whole lot of people have gotten the chance to play this yet. However, reception so far has been pretty. Reception so far has been pretty positive, and I definitely do think it's one of the stronger maps I've worked on so far. I'm very happy with how it came out. It's got a bunch of secrets that I actually will show you. So if you have not played this map yet, and you're even considering it, I would recommend going off the video, playing the map first, and at least attempting to find as many secrets as you can. There's a total of 6, and I'm gonna be spoiling all of them. So, give me a second, I gotta concentrate. Dang. Alright. There's some boxes that you can break here for spawns in the head crab. That's actually a holdover from an earlier part of development where instead of fighting like a boa squid and hound eyes and whatnot, you would actually like there would just be a bunch of vortigons that spawned in as you walked down the path, and for the ones that spawned up here, you could like hide behind the crates as cover. But then you'd be surprised by like a head crab that spawned in. But a friend of mine just told me they didn't like how many vortigons were spawning in, so I swapped it out for something else, and I think it worked out better anyway. So yeah. So yeah, this is sort of like one of the first hints that there is going to be like special stuff that you can find in this map, because it's pretty obvious. It's a pretty obvious puzzle here, like electrical wiring, sparks, generator, like you know what to do. You actually had to do something very similar to that just in order to progress in one of the previous maps that I worked on. Anyway, here's the first secret that you can actually get. Just a little battery pack. But yeah, speaking of Emergency 17, let's talk about that for a second. This map was actually kind of made almost in spite of Emergency 17, even though that's something that I had previously worked on. And the reasoning for that is kind of just, I don't freaking like Emergency 17 anymore. I don't think it's that good. Like, I put it on, like, the workshop page, and like, oh, made by the same guys, Emergency 17, you know, look how cool that is. But that's mostly just because a bunch of people were telling me that they liked Emergency 17 and they wanted to see what I did next. However, ultimately, I think it's just... Emergency 17 is just such an average map. Well, I guess map pack. It's like a very basic Half-Life romp. It's not inspired at all. It's just it's got room corridor room syndrome, which is the really bad thing that you want to avoid when creating maps. And this is just sort of me trying to get above that, trying to make a nice interconnected level. Interconnectivity is a really big thing in this map, and that's also the reason that it was kind of a bitch to optimize. I think I did a pretty good job, but it didn't always work. Let's see if it shows up. And yep, there it is. There it is. That just gets spammed in the console every frame that you're over here. There's a couple angles in this map where if you look out, you'll be hitting the source engine's vertex limit, and that can cause some graphical flickering, but if you're not paying too much attention, it's really easy to miss. So, yeah. Eventually, like, I tried to alleviate that as much as possible, and eventually got to a point where it was just like, whatever, that's good enough.
Power 50%.
So yeah, I do still think Emergency 17 is an okay map. Like, it's enjoyable for what it is, but like I said, I'm not proud of it as an actual level designer, because it's just lame. I can do better now, and now I can say that I actually have done better. So yeah.
Shit, Bunny, you hear that? Yeah. Quiet.
Just a little scripted sequence there, just to warn you that there are going to be soldiers in this map. I love this sequence.
Holy shit! Heads up, I'm going in!
Just
Heads up, we got a hostile!
Just you break the stairwell, and then all the Marines that are in the adjacent rooms are just like, holy shit! I love that. That's fun.
Power 60%.
Ready? Yeah, I definitely like my work on this map. Here's the next secret that you can find. A lot of people miss this because they're just like, oh, wooded crates. Better break those. And I did that on purpose. Because I'm evil. But hey, it's just some revolver ammo. It's not really a big deal if you miss it. Now we can break the crates. Unfortunately, one of the issues I had with this map was that very few of the soundscapes worked. Like, a couple of them worked, but most of them didn't. Someone in the workshop comments might have actually figured out the solution to that, so there might be an update to fix that soon. But as of right now, I just sort of used a bunch of ambient generics as a band-aid solution. So yeah, it kind of works. You still get a pretty good sense of atmosphere, you know? It gets the job done. And yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. Alright. So now that that is over and done with, I can show you the next secret. There's actually one other secret that I can show you right now, however, I'll wait until later. Whammo. Alright. And that lets you get the shotgun a little early. So yeah, remember to bust up that generator. let's see. What else is there to talk about? I guess I can talk a little bit more about the optimization. Like I said, this map was a bitch to optimize and is most definitely the most like aggressively optimized map I've ever worked on. Like as you can see here, like basically all the indoor areas within ice shot are have like a little cover on them, so that nothing inside of them renders. Like that's an open door, that's an open window, that's like a doorway, that's a shack. Like, yeah, because if you were standing right here, this was a huge spot where the graphical flickering would get really bad. Like, just that whole area would just get really nasty. This is one of the holdovers from an earlier part of development, like I mentioned, where one of the big gimmicks was going to be Vortigons spawning in frickin' everywhere, but I don't think that was a good idea.
70%.
I just left it there because it worked in that specific instance. This is a nice little atmospheric area. This set of pipes and flames was actually just copied and pasted directly from Emergency 17 because I can't be bothered to create the same thing twice. Oh yeah, and this is, I think this is the only thing from the Zen update that I actually use, the HEV zombie. I'm really glad that that got released by the time that I finished this map. It wouldn't have if my computer hadn't completely broken for half of development. Oh look. There's the cowardly soldiers that are just like, oh, hey look, it's Gordon Freeman. Yeah, we're not fighting him. I did that because I figured it would make sense that like one group of Marines would just be like, nah, screw that. There it goes. Anyway, what was I talking about? I honestly don't remember. Here, let me think for a second. Oh yeah, my computer broke for half of development. Just for whatever reason, my computer decided that it's just no longer compatible with any fan controller in existence. So what I did was I just ripped out the one that I had, cut off all the wires, put it back in, and now just the fans just run at a constant speed at all times. And honestly, I didn't even really use it that much anyway, so who cares? But yeah, that was a fun, like, 3 months or so. Oh, man. Anyway, let's show you that other secret. Because I'm sure not a lot of people have figured this one out. Boom. Gotta notice that one of these vents is breakable. Then you gotta dip a grenade in there. And then you gotta open this. Well, the door opens itself at this point, but do that. And you get the secret crossbow. No ammo for this anywhere on the map. I really like that secret. Not a whole lot of people are gonna figure that out on their own. And that's a good thing, because it's a secret. Another quite little pretty spot. a little bit off on the skybox seam there. There wasn't a whole lot I could do about that. Just the way Black Mesa's God Rays worked in combination with skybox lighting, it just, yeah, it's a little messy, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, now if we don't walk forward too much, we won't disturb him. There we go. Alright, now we can find the last two secrets. Yup. That one's a very classic secret, where it's just a random wall that you can click on and walk through. Yeah, so that gets you 2 MP5 grenades. And now for the final secret, quick save for this one because it's tough. You can walk across this little sliver of concrete here. This is something that I actually had not thought of at first. It was just something that came to me like, hey, you could jump on this. Oop. That's why we quick save. Because that's kind of hard to pull off. There's actually a little bit of a player clip brush just to make your life a little bit easier. Oh. That's how you know that I made a good map, when you have to save scum it, even though you're the author. And it's not a big deal. Again, it's a secret. You can do whatever the hell you want with secrets. They're secrets. Oh, fuck. Okay, I swear to God, it doesn't usually take me this many tries. What the hell? Ordinarily, I can get it in like 1 or 2 tries. It's not like 10. Oh, man. Okay, I'm just gonna cut to when I get it. Of course, after I say, I'm just gonna cut to when I get it, and right after that I get it. And this is how you get the secret glue-on gun, that's what it's called. Okay, now you gotta crouch, take it slow. This is kinda hard to traverse. And there we go. Alrighty. Oh. Let's move on to the final combat sequence and then finish up this map. Oh yeah, gotta push the button. So yeah, turn on the generator. Flicks on those lights.
Unauthorized use of power. Military is go.
And engage Unreal Tournament music. I really like this little escalating bit. It's kind of obvious that this was originally designed with marine combat in mind. But whatever. Fuck. There we go. And now for the final area. Originally, I just put Plonk down a... This was just like a flat floor, and a tank would just circle around it, and you just had to shoot it with a rocket launcher, and it was a really lame boss fight. So yeah. Instead, you just gotta fight a bunch of alien grunts, basically. Wait a minute, this is where I use the secret weapons. There's one. And there we go. Alrighty. Your chariot awaits. So yeah, I guess final thoughts as we ride out of here. I don't know what to say, honestly. I thought I would have a bit more to talk about, but yeah. Definitely one of my strongest maps. I'm really proud of myself for managing to put this one together. Especially considering all the optimization difficulties I had and whatnot. I'm really interested to see what other people have to say about it as time progresses. As time progresses. Maybe some people won't like it, but you know what? That's alright. That's alright. So, as a little bonus, let's play some Project Ravine.
15%.
This is one of the older versions of the map. Back when it was all dev textures. As you can see, this room is basically the same, but it's a lot smaller. And you also started in a vent. 'Cause, you know, that's... Because what's this room doing here? So I decided to just turn that into an actual entrance. Give it some fancy lighting. This Vortigaunt just starts. He's just there. And that's kind of bad. That was kind of a poor design decision, and that lasted really long into development, actually. I think the map was almost fully detailed before I actually went in and changed that. But the primary reason I changed it was because I wanted you to have a moment to go over here, look at where the end area was supposed to be. But you can't do that here because the Vortigaunt will just shoot your ass. Anyway. Gameplay in this version is mostly the same, actually, minus a few minor differences here and there. Because at this point, I had not yet really thought to put in version strings, which is kind of a mistake, to be honest, but it all worked out fine. Let's see. Oh yes, nighttime lighting. This was originally going to be a nighttime map, but then at some point I was just like, screw it. I wanna play around with some morning lighting, which would also give me an opportunity and/or excuse to use some God rays. I suppose you could kind of subtly use God rays for a nighttime map, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I made the right call changing it to morning lighting, but I still think it would be interesting to like create an alternate version of this map where it retained that lighting. Here, let me just turn on God mode, because screw it. Whoop! God mode is not turned on. Now it's turned on. Okay. Yeah, secrets weren't really implemented in this version of the map. The only one that really exists is this one. But that same friend who was a playtester, Zedfer, suggested that the player should have more reasons to come down here, because I did actually put down that ladder as like a comeback point. And he said that there should be like more stuff to do when you get down onto this level. And, you know, I tended to agree with him. I figured like if I was going to make it really interconnected map, I should really make use of it. So yeah, Vortigon again. I believe all of this stuff is basically the same. Actually, wait, no, there is one major change. There's not like the office area up here. Instead, it is just event. Just event and only event. I can't remember why I changed this. I think I just wanted to reduce vent crawling. Yeah, I think that was it. I have God mode. Why am I doing this?
Shit. Gunny, you hear that?
Yeah, I'm not really gonna bother with that area because it's all basically the same. Whoosh. So yeah, yeah, it's in moments like these where you really start to feel the impact of the difference between dev textures and detailing, because there's quite a difference. Like, this was originally going to be a land arch, and this amount of Hound Eyes was just stupid.
Ammunition depleted.
They would actually like run into each other, and that was the main reason that I got rid of them. But they're also just really kind of annoying. So that was a good change. There's not a whole lot else to talk about, I don't think. I don't think there was a whole bunch of other changes, really. So yeah, just figured I'd, there we go. Just figured I'd fly around the map, because sometimes it can be interesting to see, like, what these maps look like before they had any detailing. That's also where most of the secrets came from. Oh, this is funny. just all this shit here because I had like a second spawn entity there for testing purposes. Hadn't gotten rid of all that shit yet at that point. But yeah, it can be interesting to see what a map looked like before it had all the detailing and whatnot. Especially considering like the skybox in that map is such a big aspect, and here it just kind of cuts off. So yeah, that is about it. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. And yeah, see ya.